The following sports presentation is brought to you by the PCTV Network, powered by TELUS Vision, your hometown station. We're home for you.
It's Earth's Little Heaven, the PCTV Network. PCTV Network, your hometown station. We're home for you. That's our slogan, but I dare adjust. And it's the truth, and it fits best. The PCTV Network, your #1 source for local sports, with your favorite hosts, Bernie, Dave, Al, and Scott. The PCTV Network, we're home for you. It's more than a slogan, it's all true. Local programming, stream 24/7. The PCTV Network, it's Earth's Little Heaven. The PCTV Network. Check out channels 22, 28, and 98. Tune in, it's sure to be great. The PCTVNetwork.com, The PCTVNetwork.com, The PCTVNetwork.com, Make sure you support PCTV Network, PCTVNetwork.com, your hometown station.
From Springford Rams Stadium in Royersford, Pennsylvania, the PCTV Network proudly presents Pioneer Athletic Conference Baseball. It is Smith Acton and Springford. Hello, everybody. Al Ganoza, joined by my old friend, Rod Johnson. Rod, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been like 5-6 years. Some things have changed. Got a little grayer, put on a couple pounds. But one thing that hasn't changed is the quality of baseball, and my thought of the quality of baseball in this area. Springford coming in at 15-1, Methacton at 14-2. The weather is just absolutely great. I was a little concerned about that. I'm looking for a great game here tonight.
Both teams they're in the same divisions, so still fighting for the conference title and maybe district and probably looking at state at this point too.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's games here that are important, but I think just positioning yourself for the aftermath and the playoffs and getting into the states. And I always had this philosophy, just play longer than everybody else.
Sounds good. We'll have your opening pitch coming up. Finally had some sunshine today and a little chilly, but it is a gorgeous night.
Looking for family-friendly, pet-friendly waterproof floors? Carpet One has you covered. With a huge selection of waterproof flooring, including luxury vinyl, laminate, tile, and introducing Oath by Resista, the next generation of waterproof carpets. Soft, lush, and ultra-tough. Spill, soil, and bleach resistant. With a 10-year no exclusions warranty. Carpet One Floor & Home, your choice for waterproof flooring.
Hi, it's Rob with Keystone Window. Inflation got you? Make sure you call those other companies with free windows. When you call, ask if you can get the free ones first, just to make sure it's such a great deal. That'll get them scrambling. We will never inflate prices just to say free. Keystone's Energy Star windows installed for up to $80 off. I will save you thousands. Call Keystone Window today, 267-308-2500. Better windows and honest price.
Need new windows, pick up the phone. Keystone.
And there is absolutely no wind. That flag has just been sitting there. Were you a big wind guy as a hitter? Did you like a little bit of breeze blowing out to left?
I liked a lot of wind blowing out to left. It still didn't help me.
Okay.
You know, what it did is it turned in a ball that would be a blooper turned into an out, a fly ball. Not all the time.
First up, Jake Chapman is the center fielder for Methacton.
We got some excitement here going on behind us. I'm going to check to make sure that's not my car.
I hope it's not mine.
Oh my gosh, it was. No, it wasn't.
First pitch straight down the middle for a strike. Austin Ludwig on the mound, left-hander for the Rams. And Jake Chapman, leadoff hitter. Good cut, and it's 0-2.
Al, this field looks great. Being the fact that it's beginning of May has had time to mature.
And we have had that rain, ton of rain. That's a little bit low. Doesn't seem to have any problem with any muddy spots from what I could tell here.
Not at all. And as you notice, they have grass all the way through the baselines, which is very helpful for the groundskeeper standpoint.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yep, good point. Poked out toward left. Shortstop Moyer gives way to the left fielder Swanger for the first out.
Al, the other thing I like about the baselines the way they are here is from a bunting perspective. You don't have to worry about the dirt and the grass and putting it at a certain spot where the ball's not just going to fall off the field.
Yep.
This will keep the ball on the field.
Second batter, Bobby Kleckner, the right fielder, wearing number 8. Left-handed hitter as well, left-on-left matchup. And it looks like he got nicked right in the tush. At least that was my take on it.
Technical word, tush. Is that like a 1950s word?
I think it is,
tush?
yeah.
'Cause I don't think they say tush anymore.
No, they don't. No. That's true. I guess kids listening today would not know what body part I meant. The butt?
Hey, listen, I got to bail out of this one.
All right. Yeah, me too. So we'll work out of the stretch. And number 3 hitter, Cross Howarth. Bournemouth Acton, starting out the mound tonight. He's a pretty big guy. Ludwig will go over to first. And Kleckner back in plenty of time. First pitch was a ball. Catcher is Ciccone for Springford. That is low, but it's called a strike. At the bottom of the zone. Not a huge lead over there at first for Kleckner. It's poked foul to right. No play.
This lefty has some arm side runs, so the ball on the right-handed hitters is tailing away. Could be effective. Unfortunately, the last batter, ball tailing in on the left-hander became a problem with being hit in the tush.
You know what, though? If you're going to get hit, that's the best place to get
There's
hit.
a lot, especially as we get older.
Yeah.
Got a little extra padding.
Mine's all muscle.
I didn't look.
Oh, I think he got a piece of that, too. So 2 men on from Bethacton, 1 out. And here comes their cleanup hitter, Tommy Kratz. And a little conference on the mound as catcher Ciccone goes out to talk to Austin Ludwig.
Tommy Kratz.
Free bases are just a killer. Hit batters, walks, errors. It's hard to escape a problem.
As a fan, the thing that really gets on my nerves the worst is when a reliever comes in and walks the leadoff guy. I'm sure as a coach, it's probably not among your favorites either.
Yeah, sometimes we use stronger words than tush when that happens.
Kratz is the left fielder. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
Hopefully he settles in. I mean, he's throwing well. Didn't have control of his slider, and his fastball was running, into the lefties. But I like him.
That ball's in the dirt. Is it easy for you? I mean, I can't. But from this angle, without any kind of gun or angle, can you tell what kind of pitch it is? Whether it's a slider, screwball, curve?
Yes, pretty much so.
Okay.
Now, what my definition of the pitch is, and some pitchers have what they think is 8 pitches. They think they have a slider, a cutter, a 4-seam, a 2-seam. They have all kinds of but I really just go to the fastball. I go fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. If they have a variation of that and they call it something else, I wouldn't know what that is.
Count is 1-2 as Ludwig trying to get out of a jam here.
Double play could be the friend.
Another shot down the right field side. Out of play, and more importantly, not close to my car, Rod.
Nor mine. He's got a little something on the ball, maybe some deception of some sort. The right-handers are fouling it off down the right field line, so they're a tad bit late. Even the left-hander early on, fly out opposite way.
Yeah.
So he's got something going for him.
And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball. And foul back again. I see them keeping a pitch count. Is there a limit? I'm not sure. It's either 14. Did they get to a certain point and they have to say that's enough?
I thought we were going to have an agreement that you weren't going to put me on the spot tonight.
I'm sorry.
I'm not really sure of all of the rules. I apologize. I'm not sure of some of the high school rules.
That's good. You're a college coach, and
Yeah.
I did agree to not put you on the spot, so I won't do it again. Another foul. Almost got our camera. Luckily, those clothespins are mending the hole there.
That would be an easy night for you and I.
Yeah. We got the checks.
Yeah.
So Tommy Kratz working the at-bat here and raising that pitch count. Long set, curveball, nicks the outside corner, and a big strikeout for Austin Ludwig.
That was a late breaker, and that's a tough pitch sometimes for an umpire to call. As far as where does that cross the plate? It's not where the catcher catches it, but where did it cross the plate?
Number 5 hitter will be Trip Scheidel. That misses.
I talked to Rick Harrison, the coach of Springford, earlier this week, and I believe this game may have bumped up a day.
Yes.
And with that, he was hoping that the pitchers could put the ball over the plate. They may not be going with maybe their number 1 tonight or number 2. And he said, I just hope we can, throw strikes. So far, we're only a pitch away from him getting out of a jam that he created.
Yep. We're a couple pitches away from loading the bases.
I think the umpire just got his fill of seeds. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I got my head on the swivel.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah. I hope he doesn't spit them on the green grass.
Isn't that against the rules?
Should be.
I didn't see the sign that said no pepper.
Everybody's late.
Yeah, Rod, that's a good point. So far, 19 pitches in the inning. Two of the top teams in the Pioneer Athletic Conference and in the area. And time is called at the plate. Rams paying attention to the runner at second. That is Kleckner, trying to minimize his lead and maybe prevent it from scoring on a base hit. Well, that's going to get him to third and the other runner to second. And make the count 3-1.
Catcher's getting a workout so far.
Yeah, and he's already had 2 conferences at the mound. Trip Scheidel, and I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. It's S-H-Y-T-L-E. First name Trip with 2 P's. That might get him out of the inning, and it does. So Ludwig takes 21 pitches to get through the first, but he does get out of it unscathed. No hits, no errors. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom half of the first. No score.
Welcome to the beautiful historic Reading Country Club, now open to the public. Play the same course that Snead, Hogan, and Hagen played. Designed back in 1923 by renowned golf architect Alex Finlay, the Reading has 18 championship holes. Now, after your round, just stop on by the Patio Grill for delicious food and a nice ice-cold beverage. Why not book your organization's next outing at the Reading Country Club? Hey, and by the way, check out the weekly exciting leagues. It's memorable now at the Reading. For more information, just check out the website, readingccgolf.com.
At O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Business law is complex because it's easy to make costly mistakes.
OWM is able to handle any area of law that a business or individual in our community needs.
We are the ones who are uniquely talented and uniquely positioned to do that for your benefit. That's what drives me to come to work every day.
OWM Law.
Your life,
Your business, your law firm.
After the first inning for the Rams.
Now the Rams' first cracks.
Center fielder David Ruttman.
This is David Ruttman, the center fielder. And that's a high pitch. Ball one.
Hey, I'm kind of digging these helmets. The all gold.
Ooh, I like that.
I like
Looks like
it.
Notre Dame. Oh, that was a shot up the middle for a base hit. Rams get their leadoff guy on. First into the ball game.
Shortstop number 2, Nick Moyer.
It was David Ruttman, now Nick Moyer, shortstop. Ross Howard pitching, right-hander for Methacton. Moyer wearing number 2. Popped him up. That is right around the plate. Pitcher calls him off. There was no doubt who had that one.
No, he was vociferous.
Number 7, second baseman, Nick Flores.
This is Nick Flores. He is their second baseman. Righty on righty matchup. And a leisurely throw to first base.
I have my handy stopwatch here. I can't go anywhere without it.
You just kind of carry it around to look good, or you actually time stuff?
Well, yes.
Okay.
But what I like to time here is a pitcher pop time from boom, boom. Now that was a breaking ball, and it was 1-4. So depending on the catcher's pop time from home to second, you might be able to run on 1-4.
There's another high looping curve that misses. Batter did not flinch. A little bit of a faster move there.
I think it'd be an excellent time to look for that fastball after 2 breaking balls went awry.
There's a hard shot in the hole for another base hit. Ruckman will stop at second. Fielded there by Kratz and back in quickly. So Rams have 2 of the first 3 hitters on. And that brings up
Third baseman,
Dylan Broderick.
23, Dylan Broderick.
Broderick is the third baseman. 2 hard hit balls for Springport. Another righty on righty matchup.
Broderick's hitting at a 545 clip. I'd take that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
A little foot in the bucket action there. Watch as another one sail outside. Is that an off-speed pitch?
No, I think it was a fastball, but he took a heck of a cut at it. Up a little bit in the strike zone.
And Howarth is ahead of the count, 1-2. Shot in the right, that's going to hit the gap and go all the way to the wall. That looks like it's going to be 2 runs for Springport and a stand-up triple for Dylan Broderick. 2-0 Springport.
Well, add a couple more percentage points to that batting average to include 2 RBI.
Now batting number 27, right fielder, Jake Whitmer.
Jake Whitmer, the batter, left-hander, playing right field. 3 hard hit balls for Springport. And that's a bit high and outside. A power alley out there where the ball went, 365. Looked like that thing hit the advertisement out there and died. And Kleckner had to go all the way to the wall to get it.
I'd like to see some good situational hitting here. You have a left-handed hitter up. You have the infield playing back up the middle. We got 1 out. You know, the goal here is not necessarily a base hit as much as it is hitting the ball to the center of the field.
You know, there's the option, I would assume, for the manager to bring the infield in to cut off the run, or not this early?
Typically not this early. I would not do it. Some managers do.
Hard hit ball down the line. That's a fair ball. That will bring in a run. Played quickly by Kratz. And it's going to hold Whitmer to a single. That's the 4th hit of the inning. It's a 3-0 Ram lead.
Well, they're not being fooled right now.
No. This is Brian Korchak, first baseman for Springport.
By the way, so much for hitting the ball up the middle.
Yeah. There's one. That's going to hit the gap. That's going to be cut off nicely by Kratz. He's been very busy out there, as have all the outfielders. Whitmer stops at second, and it's first and second, still only 1 out.
Number 11, left fielder, Gage Schwanger.
Gage Schwanger. We're going to have a little conference on the mound. It's manager Paul Spiewak. Is that Paul? Is that the manager?
It is. I say that with somewhat confidence. Yes, he turned around. Got it.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, we're good. You know, we have 5 barrels. We call them 5 barrels that were just hit so far this first inning, and they're not fooling anybody. He's not getting his breaking ball over. That's a bad recipe right now, so hopefully he can get it together.
First baseman playing behind the runner, shortstop, trying to hold Whitmer's lead to a minimum. Schwanger watches ball 2 go by. And here the Springport bench getting riled up. They have 3 runs on the board. That'll get you excited. Howard's one pitch away from loading the bases. Or maybe one pitch away from a double play. And there's a strike. Late call.
Sometimes, as we coach, we now tell our pitcher, just get it close. Because the umpires don't like when you throw the bat and run out on them. Not that I've never done that. I'm just saying.
So we'll be swinging here is what you're saying. Yeah. There it is. That's a shot up the middle. It's going to creep under Scheidl's glove. And that's going to be another run. It is 4-0 and another barrel ball. Oh, it's 5-0. Sorry, Raj. Good thing I brought you along.
Designated hitter number 6, Andrew Eros.
Oh, it might be 4.
Okay. 4 or 5.
That was another barrel.
And again, Howard falls behind 1-0. Four singles and a triple for the Rams this inning. He got 5 singles and a triple. Hard hit ball, knocked down. Quick throw and a nice play. Good recovery there by Howard to get the second out.
It's one of those reaction plays. Should he have made the play? I think so, and we could have possibly had a 1-6-3 double play. Or if the ball got through, it was slow enough that I think they would have been right on the bag and could have turned a double play. But it's a reaction play. Ball comes at you, you try to catch it.
Looping curveball finds the zone. Bounding ball to short. Nice quick play there by Christian for the third out, but not before the Rams.
Bottom of the
6
first
hits,
for the Springport
4
Rams.
runs
We have
after
4
one
runs.
full inning. I think it's 4-0 Springport.
Butter Valley Golf Course, conveniently located in the quiet rural setting of Valley, PA, just off Route 100. One of the nicest, most affordable 18-hole course in the region. With changing elevations, challenging greens, and scenic fairways, golfers of all ability levels are sure to enjoy their round. Butter Valley Golf Course is a great place to enjoy the game of golf with friends or family, young and old alike. Grab some buddies and grab a meal at the Runway Grill before or after your round. Butter Valley Golf Course.
For more than 50 years, Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery has served its community with expert dental care, offering patients dental implants and a full menu of procedures for many types of dental problems, including bone grafting, wisdom teeth, impacted canines, facial trauma, jaw surgery, oral pathology, TMJ disorders, and sleep apnea. Get the smile you've always wanted. Contact Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery today.
Special guest here, Jerry Williams of Husky Sports. Jerry, how you doing?
Great. Good to see you again.
Likewise. I think last time you came to the
Basketball. Springford playoffs. Basketball. Yep. I'm a Springford resident, so works out perfect. No, William Allen in Allentown, but all my kids graduated, so.
You were a Canary then?
I was a Canary. Class of '79, yeah. Different. We had a huge transition. I stepped back as president after 25 years at the end of 2019 and 2020. We have new ownership. Our CEO is the former head of Nike team. Our president sold Sneaker Villa, a big chain out of Reading. Our marketing director was the head of marketing for Nike, and he signed Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, and so we have a big powerhouse, and they're trying to transform the whole sporting goods industry. They closed all the stores. We were up to 19 stores at one point, and now they have destination retail. For example, we're in the Spooky Nook, and you'll have a tournament. I was there for a basketball tournament, 18,000 people. We have a store there, and a lot of brands. There's a high school girl from Philadelphia came up with a brand called Bucket Getters, and we sold hundreds of thousands of her product in the store, and it's nationwide now because of Spooky Nook draws from all over. And so there's a store in Atlanta, they're opening in Cincinnati, so totally different concept than what we were doing. Basically still team retail and internet, but a much bigger platform.
And it used to be Schuylkill Valley Sports, the people might have seen in the mall.
Yep.
Norco Mall.
Yep.
Coventry Mall.
The old Coventry Mall.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even a mall anymore.
So officially it's done now?
Yeah, it's a storage unit place. The store is on the outside.
Count is even at 2-2 to Mike Christian, who made a nice play to end the bottom of the first inning. Speaking with Jerry Williams, as Christian goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the game for Ludwig.
Number 18, designated hitter, Tyler Wildcasper.
Tyler Wildcasper up now, right-handed hitter. This is my first game, Jerry, this year, seeing Pioneer Athletic Conference baseball, but it looks like we got some good baseball moving.
Oh, this is great baseball. I mean, it's just when you see the teams go into the playoffs, and Springport's really been strong through the years, and baseball's just big in the pack, and you just see it when the playoffs start, how far some of the teams have been able to go.
Now, Ludwig, after a little bit of trouble in the first inning, seems to have settled down nicely, and he's chucking strikes. Count is 0-2. Misses a bit high and inside. So you've been a big baseball fan your whole life?
Yeah, all the Philly teams. You know, Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, 76ers. And so you just, as a kid, you grow up, you go from one sport to the next. None of my kids play baseball, but soccer, lacrosse, basketball, field hockey. So.
When I was growing up, we only had, I think 3 choices: baseball, football, and basketball. It's nice to see that they have boys lacrosse now and boys and girls soccer.
Yeah, the sports world's changing. I mean, even boys volleyball is starting to pick up.
Matt Christian, he's going to bound it to short. It's going to be a deep throw there by Moyer, and he gets it in time. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Austin Ludwig. We have played through 1.5. Rams on top 4-0.
Hi, I'm Joe, and this is Chris, and many of you know us. And we'd like to welcome you to our new showroom here at 618 North Reading Avenue in Boyertown, where we offer Kohler faucets, Moen faucets as well, vanities, tubs, and many accessories.
Here we have an operating, high-efficiency, Energy Star rated American Standard furnace combined with a variable speed AC condenser. Let us install one today to start saving you money throughout the heating and cooling season.
Here at Patriot, we now offer kitchen and bath designs.
So come visit us today at 618 North Reading Avenue or visit our website at www.patriotnp.com.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
Bottom of the second inning for Springford, number 9, center fielder David Ruckman.
Rod, how about the change there from first to second innings for Ludwig?
Whatever they told him, it worked.
Man, he was chucking strikes. And here he is, up at the bat.
And he wasn't messing around with anything. He was throwing fastballs. Like, he wasn't trying to throw his breaking ball or anything. He just threw fastballs by people.
He's ahead in the count. Now it's even, 1-1. Cross Howarth back on the mound for Methacton. Had a little bit of a rough first inning. Another fouled off to the right, makes the count 1-2. Rod, I think when these young kids see the legend Rod Johnson come here, it takes them a little while to shake that off and get settled in.
I thought we were going to leave the sarcasm alone tonight.
I don't know how else to talk. Well, Howarth decides he's going to start chucking strikes too. Both pitchers now appear to be dialed in.
Yeah, I'm very proud, though, to be an alum of Spring-Ford. They've done some amazing things. We heard what Mickey McDaniel has done, and there are so many people that have contributed to this success. I think it's the 8th grade center that's across the street from here. That was my high school. That was my 10, 11, 12. It looks like a college campus now.
Yes, it does. Now, I thought that was Ludwig batting. Did I miss somebody? I must have missed somebody. That was Ciccone. So this is Ruckman. So Ludwig did not bat. He's a designated hitter for him? This is Moyer hit.
Well, I was sitting over there, and you were here.
Yeah.
As you were interviewing Jerry, so let me get my bearings straight here as I got back to the seat.
Okay. Maybe somebody just left. Okay, so this is definitely Nick Moyer, though. And there's definitely one out, and I know that much. Now there are 2 out, and that's a second straight strikeout for Mr. Howard.
Second baseman, number 7, Nick Flores.
Nick Flores. Sweeping curveball in for a strike. So only 9 batters bat then. They have the designated hitter.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Hard ground ball to shortstop. Christian. Strong throw across. And 3 up, 3 down for the Rams. We will go on to the 3rd. And the Rams on top 4-0.
At O'Donnell, Weiss, and Matei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Anyone entering a nursing home really should consult with an elder law attorney to see whether Medicaid is the appropriate option for them. It's really important to make sure that you have someone that's familiar with those rules, that works with those rules on a daily basis, that can guide you through the process. I specialize in elder law because I enjoy the clients that I work with, and I really like helping them find solutions for their problems.
OWM Law.
Your life, your business, your law firm.
Yakalak Construction, serving the Tri-County area since 1946. Family owned, free estimates, all types of concrete work, sidewalks, foundations, steps, curbs, and more. Professional service and quality. Give them a call, 610-323-8134.
Leading off.
All right, we're back for the top of the 3rd inning. Ty Lawson, third baseman, wearing number 1. Skied out of play to the right. Just a bit high and outside.
I think I learned a valuable lesson here tonight. I can't leave you alone.
No.
You had Jerry Williams here. We were playing a little bit of musical chairs.
Yep.
And now we're back in it.
See, things were so much easier before the designated hitter. That's when baseball went right down to tubes. So Acton gets a leadoff hitter on with a hit batsman.
Center field.
And a little counsel at the mound.
Chapman.
That's 3 hit batters here tonight.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time he's nailed somebody.
I wasn't sure about today with the weather. The weather has played very nicely for us tonight. I see you brought an extra jacket.
I did.
I tend to do the same. I can't handle the cold anymore.
No.
I don't know what's going on with me, but the cold is not my friend. And I'm coaching the wrong sport because baseball played in the spring. Although I will tell you, this was probably the most mild spring that I can remember ever coaching in all my decades of coaching.
Oh! That's number 4. After a very effective second inning, Ludwig's all of a sudden having problems. Hits 2 more batters.
Right fielder, number 8, Bobby Kleckner.
And they're the first 2 batters of the inning. Bobby Kleckner up next. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning.
It'll be interesting to see what correction he may make here because his ball again runs in on left-handed hitters. We got a left-hander up at the plate right now who he hit in the 1st inning.
Right down the pipe for a strike. Jumps ahead of Kleckner. Kleckner, the right fielder, wearing number 8. First baseman playing ahead of the runner. And again, the shortstop trying to keep the lead tight for Lawson. Curveball sails outside, even the count at 1-1.
We have a bad angle here. I can't see the bullpen, but I gotta believe they have to have somebody warming up down there on the left field side.
There's a strike. Well, the good news for Ludwig is he has not given up a hit or a run.
And there's been no errors.
No.
Although as a defensive coach, I'd say the pitcher just had 4 errors.
Free passes.
4 hit by pitches to me are errors.
Curve in the dirt outside, and the count evens at 2-2. Springford on top, 4-0. We are in the top of the 3rd inning here.
I don't know who Coach Harrison has available in relief, but I would start to have somebody stretch in if not already.
Right down the middle and freezes him for strike 3. Huge out for Austin Ludwig. That is his 4th strikeout.
I would say that the umpire behind the plate tonight does not mind calling the high strike.
Okay.
That ball is pretty much letter high. I'm not saying it's not a strike. I'm just saying to me it's a tad high.
Nice field here. 325 down both lines. 365 into the power alleys. Looks like center field. What do you think? Maybe about 380, 390?
I think it's just a smidge under 400, if I recall. When I was coaching American Legion baseball for Paoli, we played a number of playoff games here, and I recall it being in that 390 range. So it's legit. I mean, it's a legit field. I mean, this could be a college field.
Fouled straight back and again ticketed for our cameraman.
I think Gus has a magnet in his back pocket.
Yeah. I hope those clothespins hold. One and two. Ludwig looking for another strikeout. Has two men on. Playing cat and mouse at second base, and Ludwig will step off. As Rod said so astutely earlier, the fact that 14-2 is Springford 15-1. Wow, curveball, and he goes for it. Another big strikeout. So good recovery so far by Ludwig. 5 strikeouts.
Left fielder, number 7.
It's kind of an odd line, Rod. 5 strikeouts, 4 hit batsmen, no hits.
It certainly is. You can't live this way though. It'll come back to bite you. You know, a blue pit, an error, a missed call. Something can hurt you here by giving all these free bases up.
Curveball swings. Looks like I caught some of the play.
No. Yeah, it was close.
Come on, Tommy.
Again, it's where it goes over, not where the catcher catches.
Tommy Kratz, first time up, he struck out. Kratz watches a strike called. It's 1-1.
I don't know if it's fair to say he's been effectively wild, but that is a term that we use from time to time. It's got the hitter guessing like what's coming.
Sails high and outside, and it's 2-1. Ty Lawson is on second base. He was hit by a pitch. Jake Chapman is on first base. He was hit by a pitch also. Then Kleckner and Howarth both struck out. Kratz watches strike 2. Well, wouldn't this be an odd inning, Rod? 2 hit batsmen if he strikes him out here and strikes out the side.
Odd and frustrating.
Okay. Runners go outside.
It looks like the catcher might be going for the trail runner on that, and that's a good play because they may have a steal on, but the guy on first, a runner on first, sometimes has to hold a little bit longer. So sometimes going after that trail runner instead of the lead runner is a very effective way to play that.
So the count is full. Long set. And found back. Now, on those double steals, is that predicated on one guy going first? Is that the way you made it look at it?
The way it typically works, and I don't know how they work it here, but sometimes you'll have the green light for runners. Well, when they have a green light for a runner, then he definitely has to wait to make sure that it's not a false start at second where he thinks he's actually going, but he pulls up.
Whoa! Strike 3 called. And he strikes out the side to get out of 2-1, nobody out jam. We go to the bottom of the third. It remains Springport 4 and Bethacton nothing.
At O'Donnell, Weiss, and Matei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Anyone entering a nursing home really should consult with an elder law attorney to see whether Medicaid is the appropriate option for them. It's really important to make sure that you have someone that's familiar with those rules, that works with those rules on a daily basis, that can guide you through the process. I specialize in elder law because I enjoy the clients that I work with, and I really like helping them find solutions for their problems.
OWM Law.
Your life, your business, your law firm.
So, Car Stories on PCTV. I've been doing it for many years. It's a good advertising tool for the business. Plus, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy sharing the shop and the different things that you should know about your car with people. If you need a place to highlight your business, call Gus at PCTV and check it out. It's a good way to inform people about your business. You'll get new customers from it, and you can share your knowledge of your particular trade.
Well, Rod, both pitchers have had their ups and downs, and now we'll see how Ross Howarth does. He had a rough first inning, but a very good second inning.
Yeah, these pitchers sometimes play with your heads. As soon as you want to get them out, the guy strikes out the sides.
Yeah. This is Dylan Broderick, had a triple. His first at bat, knocked in the first 2 runs of the game. A gapper that went all the way to the right field wall. Fence. Bounding ball that hits the mound. Nice play by Scheidel. And throws out Broderick, 1 down.
You know, Broderick's going to be attending Chestnut Hill College. He's going to play baseball there and major in exercise science.
That is such a gorgeous place down there.
Yeah.
Right outside of Philadelphia.
Coach Harrison had sent me some information, I think that came from senior night, and I was impressed with the question that was asked of players of what was your fondest memory, your favorite memory of being at Springford playing baseball, and most of the players said the Florida trip.
Oh, there's a shot to right. That is way out of here. Wow. No doubt about it. Jacob Whitmer strokes one to straightaway right. And the right fielder barely moved. Rod, I remember when you and I did a game here the last time we did one, somebody hit one out to left. It just kind of crept over the wall. It really surprised me. That one, there's no surprise on that one.
No. They say that sometimes the balls hit on the screws. Now, I think that saying came about with wooden bats. Right? But that ball, it was hit on whatever sweet spot that bat has. He didn't miss that one bit. We knew that was a home run on the sound.
Yeah. That is sky to right. Shortstop will take charge. That's Christian. Puts it away for the second out of the inning.
Left fielder, Gage Schwanger.
Gage Schwanger, he had one of 5 singles the Rams had in that first inning. He did not score. He was stranded on second. Fouled away to the right. Rams on top, 5-0. They have 7 hits. 45 pitches through 3 innings. For Mr. Howarth, as a strike is called, it's 1-2. Punch shot caught by the second baseman Scheidel, and that will do it. But Rams pick up another run on the blast.
Bottom of the third for the Rams.
By Whitmer, it is 5-0 as we head to the top of the 4th.
Hi, it's Rob with Keystone Window. Inflation got you? Make sure you call those other companies with free windows. When you call, ask if you can get the free ones first, just to make sure it's such a great deal. That'll get them scrambling. We will never inflate prices just to say free. Keystone's Energy Star windows installed for up to $80 off. I will save you thousands. Call Keystone Window today, 267-308-2500. Better windows and honest price.
Need new windows? Pick up the phone. Keystone.
Looking for family-friendly, pet-friendly waterproof floors? Carpet One has you covered. With a huge selection of waterproof flooring, including luxury vinyl, laminate, tile, and introducing Oath by Resista, the next generation of waterproof carpets. Soft, lush, and ultra tough. Spill, soil, and bleach resistant. With a 10-year no exclusions warranty. Carpet One Floor & Home, your choice for waterproof flooring.
And here come the Warriors trying to get something on the board. Trip Scheidel will lead off. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up in the first inning. There's a hard ground ball, the first pitch to the second baseman. Gobbled up by Flores and over to first for 1 out. Well, that'll help the pitch count.
You know, in college baseball, I think they do it here too. You chart pitches, you chart hitters, and that's a second ground ball that he has hit to the second baseman. So you start to build a little bit of a chart on somebody. You know, what did he hit? Did he hit a fastball? Did he hit a breaking ball? Did he hit a changeup, you know, to second base? And we chart every pitch. We chart every ball that's hit to whatever fielder it's hit to. And over a course of a game, when you have a 3-game series, you get a pretty good idea of the strength and weakness of the player.
At the high school level, do they have enough people to do that or not?
I'd have players do it.
Oh, okay.
You know, players that are you know, not in the game. And it helps them understand the game a little bit better, too.
Good point. Ludwig falls, well, now the count's even.
In a 3-game series, we would typically have the next pitcher, you know, chart the pitches so he becomes accustomed to the hitters that he's going to face the following day.
Swing and a miss. And the scoreboard just went blank. Bounce back. Count even at 2-2. 1 out here, top of the 4th inning. From Spring Ford, Rams on top, 5-0. And the count goes full. Warriors still looking for their first hit.
He seems to be on an every other inning situation here. You know, the first inning, hit batters. The second inning, 2 strikeouts. The third inning, 2 hit batters. And now we get into the 4th inning. Although he did end the 3rd pretty good, didn't he?
Yeah, he struck out the side after getting his first 2 guys on. He's run the count full here. And fouled off again to the right. As his pitch count up to 59. What's the limit? I don't know. I would assume they probably don't want to go much past 100, you would think. There's almost a hit batter. Either way, it's a walk.
I don't know what that was.
You know what? I'm going to
For
go with
scoring
the
purposes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to hit batter to make 5. I mean, I think
All right, we'll go with that. I thought it caught a shoelace.
Designated hitter Tyler Balcasper.
You going with the hit by pitch?
Yeah, I went with that. It was a ball inside that he jumped, and I couldn't tell if it, like you say, caught a shoelace or if it just hit the ground.
1 on, 1 out. As Tyler Balcasper, wearing number 18, he is the designated hitter. Swings at an outside pitch. And the count evens at 1-1.
Now, both teams have turned out some really good college players. And it's really cool to see that. I love following guys after they get out of high school to see what they do. I think one of the things that people get caught up in sometimes is, you know, they want to go Division I. And I'm not putting a plug in for anything here, but I coached 13 years in Division I. I've coached 7 years now in Division III. And I got to tell you, both of those organizations, Division I, II, and III, I'll say all 3 of them, NAIA, junior college, there's some really, really good baseball and good players out there. Probably more now in the Northeast than ever. And it's because of, you know, so many more indoor facilities. I think there's a huge emphasis now on baseball players in the Northeast. we've had players go to Virginia, to South Carolina, down to Florida. Years ago, 3 decades ago, that didn't happen. There could be an anomaly where every once in a while, somebody would go, but today there's some really good players out there, and I think some people get wrapped up on, I got to go to this school, it's Division I, because my buddy's going to Division I. Well, I will tell you, the PSAC, for an example, Division II, Westchester, Millersville, Stroudsburg, teams like that, Seton Hill. I mean, these are good baseball teams. Lock Haven, they're all in the PSAC. Locally here, Westchester in the PSAC Division II, they've won 2 World Series Division II in the last 10 years. They've won 2 World Series.
I haven't followed baseball college-wise, but football and basketball, the PSAC is they're among the best.
And baseball also. I think they may be one of the top 2 D2 leagues in the country.
Big cut and a miss on a full count pitch and a big strikeout for Ludwig as Casper goes down on strikes. That is 2 outs and
catcher number
I have that as 7 strikeouts.
Casey
7 strikeouts for Ludwig. Still no hits.
I came from coaching. I didn't get a chance to eat, and I don't know what they're cooking, but I'm about ready to step out for a half inning.
Yeah, that smells good. It almost smells like fresh popcorn. Doesn't it?
Well, that's not what my nose tells me.
Okay.
Right? Earlier, I smelled wood.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, wood-fired pizza.
I could use that.
So 7 strikeouts and potentially 5 hit batters. And no hits.
No hits, no runs. Count is 2-1. Matt Christian, the first baseman. Wow, that evens the count at 2-2. Must have caught a little corner there, little corner.
Yeah, there was a lot of black on that corner,
Yeah.
I think.
Swing and a miss. And 8 strikeouts as Austin Ludwig.
What is happening
wow.
here?
We go to the bottom of the 4th. Springford on top, 5-0.
For more than 50 years, Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery has served its community with expert dental care, offering patients dental implants and a full menu of procedures for many types of dental problems, including bone grafting, wisdom teeth, impacted canines, facial trauma, jaw surgery, oral pathology, TMJ disorders, and sleep apnea. Get the smile you've always wanted. Contact Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery today.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
Ryan, when I was growing up in the 60s, 70s, I don't remember ever saying, oh, he's at 90 pitches for the game. Now, I'm sure they counted them, but you didn't hear about it.
I don't know if they counted them. I don't remember counting them. I mean, I was at Temple for 4 years, and I don't think we ever counted pitches. But it started whenever it started, ground ball to shortstop, charge play. Nice little flip.
Nice play.
I like both shortstops. Both shortstops, I look at their athleticism, and both shortstops have thrown a ball on the run, thrown a ball from deep short. I like both of the shortstops here. Get back to the pitch count here. I don't ever remember it. I was at Temple for 4 years. I don't remember ever counting pitches. So whenever it started, and then all of a sudden it was like, college and pro ball, it was like 100 pitches, you got to get the guy out. I think sometimes that's a little bit of a joke, because how many pitches does he throw in the bullpen to start?
Yeah.
Some guys take more pitches to start. And then also, they go out and they throw 8 pitches between innings. So you start adding those up, and you're like, how do we come up with this magical number of 100?
You know, back in the day, this is before I was around, Robin Roberts would, for the Phillies, would pitch like 11, 12 innings if they gave him with extra innings.
We're showing our age. We're showing our age,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. 2-1.
Now, I say all that to say that whatever that number is for that pitcher, in my opinion, is what you ought to live by. So we have some pitchers, as we ground out the second base here, we have some pitchers that you got to get them out after 60, 65 pitches. We have some other guys that have more of what they call a rubber arm, and you can keep them in longer, and they can come back sooner. You know, maybe they only need 3 days rest, where some of the starters need 5 days rest. So I don't think that number is a magical number. I think it's just kind of an average.
This is Austin Ludwig. Now taking a couple of swings here in the batter's box. Chops one into the dirt. I guess the king of the rubber arms was Nolan Ryan, which is amazing that he was a fastball pitcher.
Yeah.
That's a freak of nature.
His mechanics were so solid. And that has to be taken into consideration, too. When you watch a pitcher's mechanics and how much strain they put on their elbow or their shoulder, his mechanics were so darn good. He was just picturesque. I mean, he was playbook ready, man. You write a book on that guy.
Cut and a miss, and a quick inning for Howard.
3 up, 3 down.
As Ludwig goes down on strikes, we move to the 5th inning. Springport on top, 5-0.
Welcome to the beautiful historic Reading Country Club, now open to the public. Play the same course that Snead, Hogan, and Hagen played. Designed back in 1923 by renowned golf architect Alex Finley, the Reading has 18 championship holes. Now, after your round, just stop on by the Patio Grill for delicious food and a nice ice-cold beverage. Why not book your organization's next outing at the Reading Country Club? Hey, and by the way, check out the weekly exciting leagues. It's memorable now at the Reading. For more information, just check out the website, readingccgolf.com.
Yakalak Construction, serving the Tri-County area since 1946. Family owned, free estimates, all types of concrete work, sidewalks, foundations, steps, curbs, and more. Professional service and quality. Give them a call, 610-323-8134.
Number 1, third baseman, Ty.
With Acton coming up to the plate. Number 1 stepping into the batter's box. That's Ty Lawson. He is the third baseman. With Acton looking for the first hit, first run. They've had base runners. With Acton bench talking it up. And Lawson falls behind to the count 1-2. This is his second time up. He didn't hit till the 3rd inning and was hit by a pitch and was stranded on second. Almost bought one there. Instead, it evens the count at 2. Algonosa, Rod Johnson, Gus Tellis. On the PCTV network, bringing you a battle of 2 of the top teams in the league and in the area. Who knows, Ron? Maybe the state. There's a shot down to 3rd. Oh, nice play there by Broderick. Guns across in time. Man, you're right. We have seen some good infield play.
Oh, very good, very good. I'm an infield coach. That's what I do. I did it at Villanova. That's what I do at Cabrini. And just their mechanics, their fundamentals are so good. His backhand was great. You know, nose on the ball, came up, fired across, and that tall drink of water down at first base, that's a nice target to throw to also. But really nice infield play so far, all around the infield.
Come on, Jake.
Jake Chapman, the center fielder. Hit by a pitch in the third, flew out to left field in the first to lead off the game. Curveball floats over for a strike. Some of the green-shirted folks not overly happy with that call.
No, we're getting the full force of the crowd here tonight.
Yep.
But they've been good. The crowd's been good tonight.
Curveball, swing and a miss for strike 3. Number 9.
Sometimes the frustration takes over and, you know, the umpire becomes the villain. But with all the strikeouts tonight and no hits, I don't think we can point to anybody in blue.
Bobby Kleckner, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch his first time up. Struck out, second time up the third.
This field has a lot of attributes, but I would say that one thing I really like is the backdrop. The backdrop in center field. Now, I don't know what it's like in the beginning of the spring without that grown-in green. That could be different. Maybe you're seeing a lot of brown sticks, but right now, that's an awesome backdrop for a hitter.
Good point. Count goes to 3-0. One might assume this would be Ludwig's last inning, perhaps.
What's he at, 82, does that say?
Yeah.
82 pitches?
There's a strike. I don't know why I say that, Rod. I really don't know. But I think you could tell that. He climbs back at the count. Now the count is full at 3-2. Lefty on lefty matchup. 3-2 pitch, high and tight, ball 4. Now, Rod, I could be wrong, but I had that as the first actual walk given up by Ludwig.
Yeah, you and I were back and forth on that one walk or hit by pitch, not sure, but that's what I have also.
Here's the pitcher, Cross Howarth. Lanky right-handed hitter. That is skied to right. Whitmer not having to move much at all, and then it kind of goes back on him. He still got it. Wow. So Whitmer making it.
He might still be thinking about the home run.
You think he is? After 4.5, Springford on top, 5-0.
Hi, I'm Joe, and this is Chris, and many of you know us. And we'd like to welcome you to our new showroom here at 618 North Reading Avenue in Boyertown, where we offer Kohler faucets, Moen faucets as well, vanities, tubs, and many accessories.
Here we have an operating, high-efficiency, Energy Star rated American Standard furnace combined with a variable speed AC condenser. Let us install one today to start saving you money throughout the heating and cooling season.
Here at Patriot, we now offer kitchen and bath designs.
So come visit us today at 618 North Reading Avenue or visit our website at www.patriotmp.com.
Butter Valley Golf Course, conveniently located in the quiet rural setting of Valley, PA, just off Route 100. One of the nicest, most affordable 18-hole course in the region. With changing elevations, challenging greens, and scenic fairways, golfers of all ability levels are sure to enjoy their round. Butter Valley Golf Course is a great place to enjoy the game of golf with friends or family, young and old alike. Grab some buddies and grab a meal at the Runway Grill before or after your round. Butter Valley Golf Course.
Our special guest here, Mickey McDaniel, former athletic director. Mickey, I got to say, you threw out the first pitch. Nice job, but I tell you, it took a little bit of razzing from the public address guy.
Well, actually, I took razzing before from this guy sitting to your left, Rod Johnson. He was going to coach me and realize I was a hopeless cause.
I can't picture Rod giving anybody a hard time, but you guys used to be teammates, I heard.
Yeah, well, I was fortunate enough to have the assist record in basketball, and then he comes right along behind me and breaks it. So, yeah.
I felt bad about that.
That's honest. That's serious.
I knew he was good in baseball, but I didn't know basketball too. He's a man of many talents.
Yeah, he was. His class
this is about Mickey, all right? All right, let's go ahead.
Well, I feel bad because I threw Rod under the bus earlier. Maybe I ask, is there, and if you don't know, don't feel bad. Is there a limit on pitches? Why do they do the pitch count?
Yeah, there is. It's I believe it's still 100 for a pitcher. Now, if you start a batter and you're under 100 and you can finish that batter to go over 100. They might have raised it by 5. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, to 105 or something like that.
Thank you. Yeah, because they didn't do this when I was a kid.
No.
So how you enjoying retirement, man? You miss it?
You know, it took me about 2 months to really get through the emotional detachment, and because I loved what I do, and I know still coaching basketball gives me that connection, but it was tough. And then we were out in San Diego we followed the band Chicago around the country, and we went to San Diego to Humphrey's Concerts by the Bay, which was a bucket list. And on the way back in the airplane, I thought, I couldn't have done this if I was still working. So that kind of relaxed me a little bit. Good. But I still get out here and get to see, faculty and the students and the athletes. So I enjoy it. I love it. This has been my home. It's like this guy's a Springford alum too. So.
Any questions?
Well, no, I don't have a question. I have a couple comments. So I had mentioned earlier, Mick.
Well, you have your mic. I'm sorry.
The 8th grade. That's all right. 2 mics are better than one. Ground ball to third. I'll take over for you too, Al. All right, I'll get it all. I'll do it all here. And I'll interview Mickey. But no, I have a couple comments. This is like a college campus now. When we grew up, the 8th grade center was our high school. To come and watch and see football games here in this stadium and the new basketball, or I say it new, it's not that new anymore. But I took a couple games in there. It's just amazing. And you are a huge part of that. I thank you as a Springford alum, and I congratulate you for being able to do this. I know you had a lot of help. Yeah. You didn't do it all by yourself, but you were a major part of it. So you should be, and I know you are proud of it, but you're also humble about it.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt it takes a team to get what we've had done, just like when we were playing basketball and baseball together.
Yeah.
But I do take pride in all that we've done here at Springford, because this is my home district, and you always want to have your district be gone good to great, and and take it up to other levels. Just like we do in our sports and coaching teams. We want to continue to raise the level of our teams, but it is a great place to be. And wow, mic drop. Wow. So. Yeah, there's a lot of pride in it, and there's times when you kind of just sit back and you think about what's been accomplished at Springford by this school district and the community, and in achievement academically and athletically and musically and in the arts, and then you sit back and think what the community's done and how they've supported the district, and you just feel extremely proud to be a part of it. And it's just good to be around.
Now, we talk about a team here, the team doing things. You were a leader of that team. What do you believe was the greatest accomplishment, not necessarily from yourself, but from the team here at Springford over there? How many years were you the athletic director? 27 years. So in 27 years, what do you believe was the 1 or 2 greatest accomplishments of Springford athletics?
Wow. That's a great question because there's a lot of great answers. And I've never thought of it from the sense of one thing or two things. I think the greatest thing that we've done here is, in my opinion, is the opportunity that our young men and women have to play athletics here and in the athletic world, and the young people they are, where they've gone into society, have been very positive impacts in that society. Realistically, to me, when you hear about the successes of them beyond here, that's what makes me really feel good and feel emotional. Whether it's in athletics or music or whatever, it's just nice to know that Spring-Ford's out there. So,
Mickey, you were AD for 37 years, but 27. But didn't you help out before that? Didn't you help Dave Colwell? So how many years did you do that?
I helped Dave. I started coaching basketball in 86 I volunteered from 86 to 2013, so I took over as head coach on basketball. But when Dave came his first year, when he was here, I think it was 89, and I applied for the job then, and he got it. And I'll be honest with you, thank God he got it, because then I really realized that I was not ready at that time for that job, and then I learned from the best. Dave was a tremendous mentor for me in that position. So when I had the opportunity in '95, when he went into the classroom and was able to take over in '95, I was very much more prepared than I would have been 6 years earlier, because my reaction is, if I would have got the job in '89, I'd probably been out quickly, because you think you understand what everything is until you're in it. But Dave is a tremendous mentor, and I will always thank him for what he's done for me and his support.
Well, I remember I used to work at Channel 69, and I remember you were helping Dave out. You were great, man. You always were great with us, and I always appreciated that. So thanks again for that.
Well, one thing is, it's like anything else. First of all, you better appreciate umpires and referees, because without them, you don't have a game. And you've got to appreciate and respect your opponents, because if they don't have a team, or they're not over there, you don't have a game. And it's the same way with the media. If we don't respect and give homage to the media, who's promoting our activities, then we don't have any promotion. And our community finds out less about us than than without you. So with the media there, like tonight, this is great for these kids to be on TV.
Sure.
So, but we thank you for all that you do, and we appreciate all you've done.
Boy, that ball carried a lot more than I thought it would.
It did, but not as well as the ball to
No, I don't think that thing
field.
landed out.
I said I don't think I saw a ball hit that hard and far here. I don't see all the games, of course.
Well, I think Bobby Kleckner's in right, I think.
Yeah.
And I saw Bobby take a couple steps back from attack and just look up remind me one of those homers that Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper might hit, where they just go.
Well, they better start hitting them.
Yeah, no, they better.
Mickey, thank you so much.
Thanks,
man. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, buddy.
Keep up the great work. Okay.
At O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Negotiating and evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of a case are one of the most important aspects of family law.
The team approach gives you a competitive advantage, and there's a lot at stake, so you need an experienced family lawyer.
I'm here to lay out all your options so that you can make the most informed choice. I feel really great when a client says to me, I couldn't have done it without you.
OWM Law.
Your life, your business, your law firm.
Looking for family-friendly, pet-friendly waterproof floors? Carpet One has you covered. With a huge selection of waterproof flooring, including luxury vinyl, laminate, tile, and introducing Oath by Resista, the next generation of waterproof carpets. Soft, lush, and ultra tough. Spill, soil, and bleach resistant. With a 10-year no exclusions warranty. Carpet One Floor and Home, your choice for waterproof flooring.
All right, we're here for the top of the sixth inning, moving right along, as they say.
It was great catching up with Mickey. Again, he and I were pretty much neighbors. We lived about a block away from each other. And
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was, and actually he started at shortstop my sophomore year, and they stuck me in right field. And my father said to me, he goes, are you playing tomorrow? I'm like, I am. He goes, where are you playing? I said, right field. I'm a sophomore. I'm playing right field. I said, right field. He goes, where are you hitting in the lineup? I said, 9. He goes, you ever think what would happen if only 8 guys played? Really great. That was a great pep talk going into my first high school game as a sophomore. But Mickey was the shortstop, and then when he left, I became a very terrible shortstop for 2 years. And I mean that. Skip Wilson moved me to second, and that was my position. But then Mickey was the starting point guard, and I was the off-point guard as he was a senior, I was a sophomore. And so we had a good relationship over the years from a teammate standpoint.
Now, did you guys play with Rick Pennypacker? Was he on your teams, or was he before you?
He was. I was a freshman when Rick was a senior.
Okay.
But Mickey would have been, around his grade.
I used to go to a lot of O&J games where we were talking about Coach Lou or Tony Misero. Tony Misero, very demonstrative.
You know his nickname, technical yeah. Tony Misero, right?
Yeah, that kind of. I don't think that kind of coach would fly nowadays.
No, there are stories that just can't be talked about. I will tell you one story though. That and I'll tell you this when we come back.
Oh, we're going to take a break. Pitching change, or at least the long conference. It's 5-0 Springford.
For more than 50 years, Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery has served its community with expert dental care, offering patients dental implants and a full menu of procedures for many types of dental problems, including bone grafting, wisdom teeth, impacted canines, facial trauma, jaw surgery, oral pathology, TMJ disorders, and sleep apnea. Get the smile you've always wanted. Contact Pottstown Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery today.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
We got a Tony Misero story then whenever you're ready, whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak this in there because Mickey was a senior, I was a sophomore, and technical Tony Misero came in. I think he was out late one night, and he came in and he told us to all start running. And we're running and we're running and we're running around the gym. And Coach Bob Brownback, who was the assistant coach and had been a coach at Springford for many years, he was there, and we're still running, and we're like, man, now it's like a half hour and we're running. And they go in to check on Tony, and I guess he had a long night and he was sleeping in the training room. So I'd still be running. Oh, boy.
I remember when, I forget what year it was, you guys were playing at O&J, and the students across the way for O&J, across from the bench, were just mocking him and egging him on as much as possible. And I think he got a tee that game.
Yeah, I'm sure. He usually didn't get just one. But back to the game.
So another base runner for Methacton. They have gotten 2 walks, 5 hit batsmen. So they've had 7 base runners, no hits, no runs.
And we're at 93 pitches, so if Mickey is on target, because we weren't.
Right.
But I feel better that he was a little bit questionable or questioning.
That was my car back there. I didn't hear anything. Yeah, you and I got here, everybody who's smart got parking spots away from the firing zone.
And of course, Barry Schaefer, who does an amazing job as an announcer. He's been doing this for years. He made it clear that if there was a foul ball that hit your car, Springford was not responsible.
Yeah. Hard ground ball up the middle, into center field. First hit of the game for Methacton. And it comes off the bat of Trip Scheidel.
Okay, I got to be candid about this. It's the 5th inning. It's a no-hitter. somebody's got to sacrifice their body on that one. Somehow, they both looked at each other, second baseman, shortstop, and I know that's a tough play. I was a second baseman, but you need to work on that play. You know, me, you, whatever the call is, but with a no-hitter on the line, and not even a no-hitter, but especially with a no-hitter, we got to give up our body on that. We got to dive for that ball and possibly get a force out at second.
Well, you think it might have been miscommunication?
I think they looked at each other. One thought the other was going to get it.
All right, we're going to take a break. Get the new pitcher after these words.
Butter Valley Golf Course, conveniently located in the quiet rural setting of Valley, PA, just off Route 100. One of the nicest, most affordable 18-hole course in the region. With changing elevations, challenging greens, and scenic fairways, golfers of all ability levels are sure to enjoy their round. Butter Valley Golf Course is a great place to enjoy the game of golf with friends or family, young and old alike. Grab some buddies and grab a meal at the Runway Grill before or after your round. Butter Valley Golf Course.
Hi, it's Rob with Keystone Window. Inflation got you? Make sure you call those other companies with free windows. When you call, ask if you can get the free ones first, just to make sure it's such a great deal. That'll get them scrambling. We will never inflate prices just to say free. Keystone's Energy Star windows installed for up to $80 off. I will save you thousands. Call Keystone Window today, 267-308-2500. Better windows and honest price.
Need new windows, pick up the phone. Keystone.
So Bethacton showing some signs of life. They have 2 men on, including their first hit of the game, and that brings up Mike Christian, the shortstop. He is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch, as were a lot of the Warriors, and struck out, as have a lot of the Warriors. Everybody seems to have that on their line. Hit by pitch, struck out.
And one seeing eye base hit up the middle.
Yep. Skied into right. Whitmer looks like he has a plan on it. He does. And Kratz will tag from second and go to third. But Springford will take that. Double play still in order. It has been a busy night for Jake Whitmer. He hit a home run. Had at least 2 or 3 plays out there. Right?
Designated hitter, Tyler Wildcasper.
This is Tyler Wildcasper.
I have no idea what is happening here, but the first baseman was not holding the Warrior on. He has now made the move, but they had a free base. They could have just stole second base. The first baseman was way behind. He may not have realized that the runner on second tug and went to third. But those are the types of mistakes that I'm sure Coach Harrison isn't going to be happy about.
And that would have taken the double play out.
And I don't look at things as far as score is concerned. Yeah, it's 5-0, but what if the score is 1-0? What if the score is 2-0? I like to coach to the play, not necessarily to the score. Now, I don't want that to be taken out of context, or sometimes you do play to the score. You know, when you're up, you might play behind somebody. If he's a red runner, meaning that we designate green, yellow, red. Red not being a fast runner, green being a fast runner. And if he's really fast, I say it's a blue runner. But that would have been a case that they could have taken second, a base hit. Now it's 5-2. That's a costly mistake by the Rams, but also by the Warriors that they didn't take advantage of.
I know it should be you play to the score as far as fundamental, but fundamentals don't change with the score. Is that a good way to say it?
Yes, it is a good way of saying that.
And that will load the bases with 1 out.
I'll give you an example. We were playing the other night in a conference game against Marymount, and we had played the first series the first game no errors, second game no errors, and the third game we were down to the last out and we were up like 13-3. and there was a ground ball to one of my infielders who I won't disclose, and he made an errant throw to first base, and I was not happy. It's like, finish the deal. Like, learn how to finish the deal. And people think that's harsh. Like, how many coaches are going to jump on their infielder for an error when you just swept or won 2 out of 3, won the series against a conference team? But that's how I coach. And I think Coach Harrison coaches the same way as Paul does over at the Warriors. I don't think that they're happy with just winning a game.
I don't think you can be as a coach. You always got to teach. I think you're okay with that. This is Matt Christian. Pokes it down the left field line. Still 0-2. I think players respect it more, too. If you let stuff go, it's almost like they feel like, well, maybe he doesn't care.
Or, hey, it didn't matter because we won 13-3. Well, it matters because we didn't finish the deal. It matters because you didn't mechanically and fundamentally play the ball right.
0-2 pitch. Oh, lays off a high one.
I used to tell players I still do, when they don't field something correctly, I'll take it now, but if we were in the World Series, I'll take it. If we're in the World Series and you make that play, I'll take it, but we're not going to get to the World Series if you keep playing that way.
Oh, strike 3 called. Big out. Second out of the inning. And that's the first strikeout for Sean Crawford.
That was a legit bender. I like that pitch a lot. That was a good curveball, good break. Wasn't 12-6, but it was like 11-5 on the clock, and that was a really good curveball.
Ty Lawson with the bases loaded. Big moment here. There's another sweeper. Thacton yet to put anything on the board. There's a shot, but foul down the left field line.
Al, there's not a lot of pitchers that have continued to try to perfect more of a 12-6 curveball. Guys want to throw cutters, they want to throw sliders, they want to throw two-seamers, but that 12-6 dropping off the table is tough to hit.
Fastball fouled straight up. Looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does. Why don't they? Is it not glamorous? Is it just hard to throw? Or
I will say that I think what I've seen over the years is there's so much emphasis now on velo, on velocity, that the guy throws a curveball and all of a sudden it's 68 or 71 miles an hour, and people laugh at that. Yeah, maybe it's not as glamorous, but it is effective. So let's put the glamour aside and let's get the hitter out.
0-2 pitch. On the corner for strike 3. Crawford gets out of a bases-loaded jam, and he is pumped walking off the field.
Looking for family-friendly, pet-friendly, waterproof floors? Carpet One has you covered. With a huge selection of waterproof flooring, including luxury vinyl, laminate, tile, and introducing Oath by Resista, the next generation of waterproof carpets. Soft, lush, and ultra-tough. Spill, soil, and bleach resistant. With a 10-year no-exclusions warranty. Carpet One Floor and Home, your choice for waterproof flooring.
Welcome to the beautiful historic Reading Country Club, now open to the public. Play the same course that Snead, Hogan, and Hagen played. Designed back in 1923 by renowned golf architect Alex Finlay, the Reading has 18 championship holes. Now, after your round, just stop on by the Patio Grill for delicious food and a nice ice-cold beverage. Why not book your organization's next outing at the Reading Country Club? Hey, and by the way, check out the weekly exciting leagues. It's memorable now at the Reading. For more information, just check out the website, ReadingCCGolf.com.
Gotta wish you a happy birthday in advance, Rod. Tomorrow at Cinco de Mayo will be your birthday.
How'd you know it was my birthday?
It just came to me somehow.
Cinco de Mayo. So, quick story. So, I worked at Lockheed Martin. Somebody came into me one day and said, "Do you know that your birthday this year is falling on Cinco de Mayo?" I'm thinking, we just hired this person. And I said, I got to check. I think it did last year also.
Maybe what they meant was it fell on a Friday. Maybe that's.
Jake Whitmer.
Jake Whitmer, he is 1 for 2 with a home run, a blast to right field. No doubt about it. You do anything special for the birthday?
We have a game. My wife said, you had a game on your birthday, you had a game on my birthday, you have a game on our anniversary, you have a game like well, that's how it goes. As coach and wife, you got to love her.
Both my ex-wives used to complain when I had to work all the time, actually. You don't make the schedule, right?
No, I don't.
Don't tell her I said
If
that.
I did make the schedule, I'd make the schedule on just nice days. Rain delays and cold, rainy, sleet, hail days. Man, you said I had a birthday. Yeah, number 66. At this point, I get cold early. And grouchy.
It's shot toward the snack bar there at Red Sox Cafe, and it's over the cafe. I don't feel any different than I did when I was, say, in my 20s. Maybe a hair more mature than when I was like 10 or 11. I still have the same sense of same jokes. So Whitmer gets on base again.
Number 38, first baseman Brian Korchak.
Brian Korchak, the batter.
Whitmer has a nice line here. He's a line drive, RBI down the left field line. He's got the home run for a ribby, and he's got a base home ball. So 3 for 3 on base percentage today, 1,000. I love it.
2 runs scored?
2 runs scored.
Now, with a 5-0 lead, would you be running here or not?
Absolutely.
You would? Okay.
Absolutely. He looked like he was going there. He took a good secondary lead. If they caught him on the hop, he was in trouble.
And this is still Howarth in the game. Is it? Yeah, it is still Howarth.
Well, he settled down. I mean, other than the first inning, he only gave up the huge home run by Whitmer.
There he goes. Oh, he's in there. And he's heading to third. He's going to make it to third standing up.
I would have liked to see my center field be a little bit more active. Once the ball crosses the plate, having him charge in case of an errant throw isn't going to do make any difference at second, but it surely made a difference in going to third.
Yeah. And that is the first error of the ball game. Good recovery by Scheidel. And it was hit so hard, guy couldn't score.
That might have caromed up and hit him in the nose.
I think it might have, yeah. And they were playing in.
They had to play in at this point, that's for sure.
Left fielder Gage.
If it did, I give the kid credit because he did hang in there. Took a little bit of a weird hop, didn't it?
I think it grabbed the grass and came up a little bit on him.
Scheidel says, I'm good. I made the play.
Yep. I made the play. I'm on TV. I'm good.
Yeah. And they keep the infield in because there's only one out.
Yep.
Up to the plate now is Gage Schwanger. He singled back in the first and grounded out in the fourth.
It looked like they might have had a safety squeeze on there. The third baseman is playing over about, 15, 18 feet, so it gives the third runner on third a little bit more room to come down the line. Of course, the difference between a safety and a suicide squeeze, which I don't like the suicide squeeze. I think there's too many things that can go wrong. But the safety squeeze, especially on this grass, it's different on turf sometimes because the ball takes off. But on this grass, a safety squeeze pushing the ball towards first base, him getting down the line, I like the play.
Safety squeeze, they wait for contact?
Safety squeeze, you're making sure the ball is down and away from the pitcher so you can recover. You know, the suicide squeeze, especially if a guy's a little wild, it's tough.
I've seen that go wrong so many times in the major leagues. So is that pitch number 90 there? Or 80? I can't tell. 80? That's poked into no man's land there. That might fall. Nope, it's going to hang up just enough for Kleckner. Oh, and the throw, they got him caught. It's going to be a rundown. And he is tagged out, so a double play. A little shallow maybe to try to tag on that.
Well, it was a great throw by the right fielder. We call that an all the way because there's nobody who's going to advance on the play. Did a great job of throwing that ball all the way to home. Not really sure what was happening down here at third.
That will do it for Springford in the bottom of the sixth. We go to the top of the seventh. Springford could close it out here. They lead 5-0.
At Superior Credit Union, we believe in growing stronger together. So we provide products and services to fit your financial needs and accommodate your busy lifestyle. With convenient services like home banking, e-deposits, account alerts, and a free coin counter for members. Come see why Superior Credit Union is growing. Visit any one of our 3 locations in Collegeville, Royersford, and our brand new location in Pottstown. Superior Credit Union.
Yakalak Construction, serving the Tri-County area since 1946. Family owned, free estimates, all types of concrete work, sidewalks, foundations, steps, curbs, and more. Professional service and quality. Give them a call, 610-323-8134.
And we go to the top of the 7th inning.
Hey, I got to sneak this in here. Like, you and I haven't been together for 5 or 6 years. What have you been up to the last couple of years?
Still working out in Harrisburg. Work with the Pennsylvania Catholic Conference as their communications guy. And I work weekends down at KYW doing a new radio news. Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights.
So I'm with a celebrity.
I guess. Yeah. Thank you. You're the first one to think of that. Think of me that way.
I might be wrong then.
No, I think you might be.
Well, congratulations. That sounds great. I have to listen to you.
Yeah, it's like I said, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. 1060. We're also 103.9 FM now.
What are you? 3?
Well, in old days it used to be just 1060.
Yeah.
Now it's 103.9 FM.
Okay, I got that right down.
Another foul. I got to put in for anybody out there who listens to KYW over the years. It's been a thrill for me because I get the chance to work with some of the guys, the old pros have been around there for a while. David Madden, Paul Kurtz on the weekends. I see Mike DiNardo, just a good group of people. And these are guys I listened to for years, and they just treat me very well. Paul Kurtz, big baseball fan too, actually. But thank you for asking.
No, you bet. I wasn't sure what you were doing. The last we were talking, you were 69 News. And you say you're still doing that.
No.
No, you're not doing that at all.
No. My last TV news job was out in Harrisburg at the CBS station out
Oh,
there.
okay.
Fielder, number 8.
I'd had enough.
Kleckner.
The news business isn't quite what it used to be. But now I'm doing radio news because they can't tell how much of an old fart I am, because they can't see me.
It's like the show The Voice. Like, you ever see The Voice?
Yes.
It's like that. They don't have to look at you. They just listen to your voice.
Right.
You're not a bad-looking guy.
Oh,
I mean,
thanks, man.
For 80, I mean...
Go 1, 2.
I feel 80. Thacton's the last shot. That's a base hit into left field. Nice looking poke there for Trip Scheidel. Rod, I have that as his second hit of the game. He's the only guy to get a hit. He has 2 of them. Am I correct there?
Number 39, Ross.
Oh, I'm not. It's Bobby Kleckner. My bad. I'm incorrect.
As a fan, I was hoping for a closer game, and I think it was not far from being that if Methacton could have gotten a clutch hit here and there with runners on base. Here's a tough play by the third baseman coming in.
Wow, that is a strong
Good
toss. Strong toss. That was Cross Howarth, and another good play by Dylan Broderick. Broderick has had a good night.
So we talk about understanding time and space. If right side runners get down to first, in college 4-3, maybe here 4.5 seconds, and you have to have that clock in your head on balls like that. Do I set my feet? Do I run through the ball? He did a really great job of just setting his feet, have a good time in his clock in his head, and gun the ball across first.
Tommy Kratz, the last hope for Methacton. 2 outs, man on second. They trail 5-0. That Broderick, he's a big dude, too.
He is.
Got that triple in the first inning. That is Skyder. That might do it. It's a little bit of a long run. Second baseman coming over. Nice play by Flores to end the ball game. Covered a lot of ground and made the put out. Springport beats Methacton 5-0. We'll be back to wrap it up and talk with the winning coach after this.
At O'Donnell, Weiss, and Matei, our team approach makes all the difference.
Business law is complex because it's easy to make costly mistakes. OWM is able to handle any area of law that a business or individual in our community needs.
We are the ones who are uniquely talented and uniquely positioned to do that for your benefit. That's what drives me to come to work every day.
OWM Law.
Your life, your business, your law firm.
Hi, I'm Joe, and this is Chris, and many of you know us. And we'd like to welcome you to our new showroom here at 618 North Reading Avenue in Boyertown, where we offer Kohler faucets, Moen faucets as well, vanities, tubs, and many accessories.
Here we have an operating, high-efficiency, Energy Star rated American Standard furnace combined with a variable speed AC condenser. Let us install one today to start saving you money throughout the heating and cooling season.
Here at Patriot, we now offer kitchen and bath designs.
So come visit us today at 618 North Reading Avenue or visit our website at www.patriotmp.com.
On the field here to Coach Rick Harrison. Coach, congratulations, by the way. You guys got a quick early start there. Big win against a very good team. The kids got to feel pretty good right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought we came out with a lot of energy. We certainly had a great, pregame. We had pregame, solid batting practice beforehand. We had a really good IO. And they came out with energy, and I think we jumped on some fastballs early, and luckily that was enough. I mean, I think their pitcher really did a nice job settling in, but we got enough early, and it held.
You and I spoke earlier about hoping that you threw strikes tonight.
Yeah.
You said move the game up one day.
Yeah, it had to be moved, yeah.
So maybe a pitcher that you would have thrown, you didn't throw, but he did a great job. And was he effectively wild? Is that what happened? We say that sometimes, but you know, he may have hit 5 guys and walked 2 guys. And I think if McFadden could have just gotten a hit here and there, that could have been a problem. 5-0 was not going to be enough if they would have gotten a couple key hits.
Yeah, no, Austin has, he has electric and dynamite stuff, but you know, yeah, you see it. He's a little erratic in the zone at times, but we were saying like it's probably tough to stand in there against that because, you know, he's around the zone. He's got a ton of movement on his pitches. And we went in going in like, you know, he might pitch into some traffic, but he's got good enough stuff to work out of it. And, you know, I went in there with that mindset and we were patient with him. We said, just go let it hang out there. And it worked out for him.
Yeah, as a coach, I said to Al as we were doing this, said sometimes it's like get somebody up, sit somebody down, get somebody up, sit somebody down. But you just hung with him and believed in him, and he did a great job for you down the stretch. I mean, couple walks, couple hit batters. I'm thinking this is going to be a problem tonight because I thought they could swing the bats. Yeah. And he shut them down. And early on, they were hitting a lot of balls oppo. They weren't getting around on him. He must have been deceptive. He must have had some quick pitch in him because right-handers were down the right field line, left-handers were down the left field line. Ground balls, right-handers were 4-3 easy plays. So he must have done something in there that was really messing those guys up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we sit behind him at practice and we see the movement on his pitches, and we know he's tough. It's just, again, you know, giving him that leash a little bit to pitch out of some of the traffic, which he was able to do tonight.
Where do you go from here? What happens?
Well, we have 2 league games next week. You know, we talked to the guys, you know, like we don't want to take the foot off the gas. Our goal is to continue to play good ball and get better and set ourselves up with hopefully a top 4 district seed so that we can get a bye in the first round, you know. So,
gotcha.
I mean, we could, you know, take the mindset of take it easy next week. You know, we're in packs and we probably win our division, but that's just not like my mentality. That's not our team's mentality. We want to just continue to progress and play good ball, and that's all we really ever try to do. And, you know, if we continue to do that and progress, you know, we should be playing good ball at the end of the year, and that's what we've been doing a little bit, you know, lately.
And you're 16-1 now?
And overall, we have 1 loss in the division, so I think we're 13-1 in the division and 15-2 overall.
Okay, very good. For Al Ganoza?
I got one question.
All right.
The shot by Whitmer, that's got to be one of the hardest balls I've hit.
Yeah, you know, we said, I mean, we've seen some long ones here by Jake Books and Jack Casella the past few years that I've been coach here. But I think that cleared the scoreboard. And I was like, I didn't even see where it went. But it's funny, our assistant coach, Coach Terry, he said he called it. He said he's going to watch Whitmer's going to hit one out. And he did. And I mean, I don't know if he's hit one even out in practice, but he certainly got a hold of that one.
The right fielder didn't even move.
Yeah, and that's when I knew it was out because I couldn't see it, but I saw when the right fielder didn't move and turn. I was like, I think that one's good to go.
Okay, Rod, now you can take us out.
Thanks, Al, for Rod Johnson and Al Ganoza. Coach, congratulations again. We look forward to seeing you continue, not just here, but in the States. I want to see you in the States this year. I'm going to hold you to it.
Hope so.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Welcome to Theo's Jarls.
Hi, I'm Martha, and this is my brother Donnie. Our parents, Theo and Maria, started this business here at Quakertown Farmers Market 34 years ago. When they immigrated from Greece in 1979, they opened their first location on Broad Street in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
We've also been doing Music Fest and Celtic over the years.
Over the years, we've developed a great customer following and are known for having the best gyros. We use the freshest ingredients and make our own tzatziki sauce daily. Pair our gyro sandwich with fresh cut fries. Let's make them break and add feta cheese. Finish it off with a piece of baklava.
Hi folks, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How can I help you today?
I get a gyro, no onions.
Of course. Anything to drink for today?
I'll have a birch beer.
Yes, sir. We only have one size. Is that okay?
Yep.
Great. Any fries or pierogies for today?
Side fries.
Yes, sir. I'm Theo, and I help out my aunt and uncle at Theo's Gyros. My grandfather and my grandmother started this restaurant 30 plus years ago, and we're still going strong. Thank you for coming in.
I'd like to say, in my best Brooklyn accent, Theo's is the best. We've been coming here for 20 plus years, 35 miles from Clinton, New Jersey. We've been to Athens, my wife and I, and we asked for a gyro. And we concluded that Theo's was better, and we've told them. Theirs is the best. The service here is wonderful. Theo, little Theo, who's about 6 foot, Maria, Joy, Martha, and Don. You couldn't ask for better people. You leave here with a smile.
If you want the best gyros, come visit us in the Quakertown Farmers Market. Thank you so much, guys.
Καλή όρεξη.